Hi everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope you're all doing good. It's currently midnight. I'm just sitting here trying to do a sit down kind of a relaxing video. Today's video is kind of inspired by my daily life these past few weeks. I've been going to uni just to take Turkish classes for the past 2 weeks, which kind of gave me the idea to make this video on how you could learn languages quick. Like for example, now I can, aside from Turkish, which I'm learning now, I can speak 4 other languages very good, including English. And come to think of it, I didn't really went to a class to study any of them. So I was thinking to myself, what is the best way you can learn a language? Do I really need to go to Turkish classes just for me to kind of speak good Turkish? Then I come to think of it, not really. No, you don't need to go to Turkish classes just to be good at having conversation in Turkish. But here is some things in my head that I think helped me learn multiple languages very good without going to school or taking online classes, and just kind of happening naturally. The first thing, don't have anything written down, I'm just saying this as I'm just thinking of these as I just say it. But anyways, the first thing is just to not make things hard for yourself. Imagine yourself like you're a baby. Just try to use the same strategy babies use to learn languages. Babies don't go to classes to learn a new language. They don't have to take ABCs and 1 to 10 just to learn a new language. No, they just try to put yourself in a baby's position if you want to learn a new language. That's what I'm trying to do now with the Turkish, and it really helped. I've been going to classes for a while now, off and on. I haven't been going to class straight on. I've been going off and on, and this helped me more than any of my Turkish classes. Try to put yourself in a baby's position. What would a baby do? Try to act like a baby, basically. I don't know how to say this, but try to mimic things. It's not really how you pronounce things, it's more of how you understand it. If that makes sense. A mom wouldn't a baby that doesn't learn how to pronounce words from his mom. He just hears it multiple times and he gets it perfectly essentially. So yeah, try to listen more. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't be like, this is a new word, I need to write it down, yada yada. It could help, but just try to loosen up a little bit. Just try to listen more and try to mimic things, how it sounds. It's more of a mimicking, going with the flow of how it sounds. Don't even worry about writing things down, because if you write things down, some words look way different than, if you write it down, it looks way different than how you spell it. Try not to think of the writing of the words, just try to mimic it. So yeah, number 1 is kind of mimicking. Number 2 is don't put pressure on yourself, just let it loose. It's just a language, you're a baby after all. The baby thing is really helpful. Yeah, the baby strategy is really helpful, and everyone knows who can't speak the language, right? Just try to listen more, try to mimic things. And yeah, the next thing is try to learn words you can use for multiple things. For example, where. You can use where, for example, nereye in Turkish. You can use where for multiple things. It could be where's the toilet, where's the class, where's the supermarket. You can use it for so many things. If you know the exact word, where, then you can use it for multiple things. Most of the time it doesn't have to be, the second word doesn't have to be in that native language. It could be a common name, like supermarket. Anyone can understand a supermarket, but in Turkish is alışveriş. So yeah, class is sınav. It's kind of different, but try to you know, learn a multiple function words. That makes sense, like where and how, and yeah, try to learn these type of words. And the next step is, I'm just coming this straight in my dome. And the next thing is, try to listen more. Listening helps. Before you can speak a language, you'll have to understand. At least it works for me. I can literally understand a language so perfectly, but I can barely say a word, if that makes sense. So yeah, try to understand. And the only way you can just listen to people speaking their native language is just to go on the internet, man. That's the modern way to do it. You can't just be going outside and sitting in a cafe. That would be better. You could make way more friends. That could be healthier for you, more social. But try to turn on the TV and leave the background running in that native language. You could if you hear one word multiple times, and you can even if you do not know what it means, you'll automatically know what it means, if that makes sense. Wallahi, it does. In the context of just if you're watching movies, for example, if you're just watching the news or anything, if you hear one word multiple times used in a specific kind of situation, you'll naturally know what it means, if that makes sense. So yeah, try to listen more. And I think the other thing, which is even better than the baby step, I'm just coming up with random names. This is the most important, and listen to it carefully. If you want to learn a new language, just think in that language, if that makes sense. Wallahi, it does make sense. You think in a language, you literally think in your thoughts. You think in a language, if that makes sense. It could be Somali, it could be English, it could be Arabic, it could be Turkish. Try to think in that language. If you do not know what I mean, you dream in a language, right? Hopefully I'm not sounding crazy. Everyone thinks in a language. If you're planning what to do tomorrow, maybe for example, you're planning on what to do tomorrow, in your head there is a certain language you use that kind of, it could be Somali, you could be Beri, or it could be English. Tomorrow I wake up at 9, by 10 I have this meeting, yada yada yada, have to go this by 12. In your thoughts you use a language. That should be a common sense. Hopefully I'm not sounding crazy. Try to use the language, the target language. If it's Turkish, for example, try to use that language in your thoughts. And the more you use that language, the more you're going to think of it. And it might be even useful in your dreams. Yeah, I had a lot of people tell me I kind of dream in multiple languages. Mid-sentence, I'm speaking Somali. End of the sentence, I'm speaking English. Depending on who I live with and what language I'm using at that specific time the most, I dream in that language. Back in the day, when I was 11, 12 years old, I used to live with my stepmom. She speaks Arabic. So in my dreams, and she even told me, I used to speak Arabic in my dreams. I dream, of course, and I talk out loud. She used to tell me I speak Arabic in that dream. Basically, I was dreaming in that language, and she used to tell me. At some time, my mom used to tell me, why were you saying this and this in your dreams? And it was in Somali. And other times I was dreaming in English. The point is, you think in a language, if that makes sense. Try to use the language you want to learn in your thoughts. If you want to plan things tomorrow, try to use that language in your head. But oh my god, that's the most useful tip I could give you. That should be number one, but I just remembered it now. But yeah, I think that's about it really. I think I've talked for more than 11 minutes. I think the edit's gonna be 10 minutes. But yeah, or 9 minutes, I don't know. But yeah, that's my tips on how you can learn a new language. Hopefully in 4 months I could make another video of me teaching you guys how I learned to speak fluent Turkish in 4 months, 5 months. So yeah, hopefully in 4 years I'll be making that video. Without further ado, I'm kind of tired. I'll be posting this video tonight. Have a great day. And before I end the video, if you made it to the end, I'd be surprised if you made it to the end. Comment how many languages you speak in the comment section down below. And what language you think of. Not really. The language you use in your thoughts, basically. If you made it to this point of the video, I'd be surprised. But let me know in the comment section down below. I'll make sure I reply back to you. I'll reply back to every comment, but I'll be really surprised if you make it to this point. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. Good night. Have a lovely night. Masalam.